She has goop on her neck. Don't punch me in the face. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, but it just hasn't been working out like that. But, okay, cat intermission. But basically, I have been working on things. Actually, a decent amount of things. And in a previous video, I was saying I was following the dopamine and like going wherever I felt motivated to work. And recently, I have not been feeling motivated to work on anything. I haven't started very many new things, but I don't know. I just feel bad. So I figured I'd show you what I did work on or finish recently, so I can get like a little bit of a kick in my mood, I guess, or feeling a bit more accomplished. Also, I got a haircut. The blue is out. There's still green, which I'm fine with, but eventually it's gonna change color, so be prepared for that. Anyways, this is just a collection video. It's not gonna be super long, I don't think. And I would like to invite you to tell me in the comments, what is something that you have worked on or finished in the past month or so, even if you only did 2 stitches, even if you only did like color picking for a project. Just tell me what you did, because you did something and I'm gonna tell you good job and that I'm proud of you, okay? So do that, leave me a comment. Anyways, the first thing that I like fully finished was actually a couple weeks ago, but I don't think I've shown the finished product yet. And it actually is technically not finished yet, but it is this cardigan that I was working on. Ta-da! I dyed a bunch of the yarn that I used in here. So a couple of these like darker yellow I dyed, the bright green I dyed, and then the collar and cuffs and bottom ribbing, that's all the same skein that I dyed to go with this original skein of green grain that I got in London about a year ago. And the only reason this isn't finished is because it doesn't have buttons, and I'm like becoming pickier with my button needs, I guess. I want them to be like on theme, but the only floral buttons I have are like not the vibe, so I'm waiting until I get good buttons to fully finish this. But there's that. I like the way it fits. I'm not gonna put it on right now because I'm comfy in my machine sewn hoodie, but whatever. This is gonna be good for summer nights when it's getting a little bit chilly and windy. I used all yarn that I already had, so all of the like flowers are made with scraps, and like I said, I dyed plain yarn that I already had to be what I wanted. And yeah, there's that one. I really like it. I can't wait to find some buttons that actually work for it. Next we have an embroidery / beading project, and I haven't done one of these before, but I think I'm gonna be doing quite a few more of them. They're very fun. Basically, I went through my various piles of crap and I picked out buttons and beads, and there's even some yarn scraps on there and little charms and pom-poms, and yeah, I just sewed them into the shape that I wanted and then filled in the rest with these glass seed beads. And 10 out of 10 project. I think the next one I do, I'm just going to use a background fabric that I like instead of doing full coverage, and then I can just do the fun part of all the collage, because after a while this part did start feeling a bit like a chore. But this is part of my room redecorating. So I've had these on the wall for a couple months now because it looked plain when it was plain. And I finally picked a theme a few months ago for my living room, and I'm working on making pieces to hang up to go with the pieces that I have from Wolfkin. So the general color vibe is navy blue and yellow and white. So that's this. And Also, to go along with this, I'm just going to give you a second to look at it because it's very complex and, you know, appreciate it. But also to go along with that, I have finalized the pattern for my Celestial Shine blanket square. Ta-da! So this is the first one I made with my official yarn choice. This is made with Karen Cloud Cakes. They're very soft. It's insane how soft they are. But I finished my prototype a while ago and Baby has been using it as a blanket. And this is the first one made with the actual yarn choice. And I don't know yet, but I might just do 9 squares. I was originally planning on doing 12, but these are really big and I might join them in a way that adds even another row to each square. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's this. This pattern will be available eventually, and I'm thinking instead of doing one big video, I might do a playlist, so we only do maybe 5 rows at once. Just because I think some parts are pretty easy, and some parts, like, you might not need to, I don't want to make you scrub through the whole video. Anyways, if you know how to do, like, a magic circle, you don't need to watch video 1, that type of thing. But yeah, there's that. I really like it. I am remembering how much I like triple crochets from doing this. I'm also about halfway through the next square. This yarn has been plaguing me for a while now, ever since I did my final Joanne haul. It is the Big Twist Living in the color Life. I don't know, it's the trans color. I got a lot of this because I wanted to make a cardigan, because I wanted to sell one. I could not for the life of me find a stitch I liked for this, so I invented one, and I think I'm gonna call it the Living For It stitch. It looks good with this yarn. I don't hate the way the color changes with it. I've talked before about how this yarn has really weird color changes, but I don't hate how this turned out. It's very simple. It's only chains, double crochets, and single crochets. So I'll probably also do a tutorial for that eventually, maybe next week, but no promises. But this is a sleeve that I was working on. I got the whole like front and back panels done, and this is the first sleeve. So I'm kind of feeling it out. And if this one works out, I'll make another one the same way. But there's that. I also made this, which looks like a Halloween project, but it was actually inspired by the baseball team, the Orioles from Baltimore. And I just did a chain that was divisible by 4 and made sure it fit around my head and neck. And then I just did whatever the heck stitch I wanted until it got as big as I wanted. And that was kind of determined by how much of this black yarn I had. Because I only used stash yarn for this, so yippee for stash busting project. But you can see I did like V-stitch and moss stitch, granny stitch, and this bit here is actually, where is it? Right here. This is like pretty much the Living For It stitch. It was like the prototype, I guess. So there's that, and then also to go along with that, I have some bucket hats because my mom couldn't find her baseball hat the other day, and I was like, bruh, I can make us Orioles hats. So first we have this one, which the pattern is from Knotting Hook Crochet on YouTube. And then second we have this one, which I freehanded. And I think this one's gonna be mine, and my mom can have the other one. I also want to make one that's like the cow spots with horns for the Cowser people, but I haven't done that yet. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Let me know what your favorite project was that I showed today, and again, leave me a comment and tell me something that you did, because you've been doing something, and it doesn't even matter if it's a crafty thing. If you put one fork in the dishwasher, I'll tell you I'm proud of you, because I am. And I feel much better after filming this, so thanks for listening. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!